Alright, guys, I am dead tired because I didn't get much sleep last night, and as you can see by the hoodie, it is getting cold here. But the thing on my mind is 1163. This chapter is starting to hurt me. I don't even know what's gonna happen. 1164 is technically out, but I still haven't read it because I wanted to do this video before I read 1164. Lot of shit happened this chapter. Actually, just one main thing happened, and it was kind of like split up into different sections. So let's get into it. So we're kind of reaching the end of this flashback, and Emu's here through Saturn and trying to basically get rid of most people. Over here, we kind of see that the Davy clan seems to be a big thing, and Davy Jones seems to be one of the pirates that hurt Emu's plan a lot. So he technically does not like them. He absolutely hates them. He even references that Zebak is Davy Jones, which he says he's not, but he's willing to carry on the legacy. And at this point, we kind of see that everyone on the island, all the major players, have already identified who to fight. This includes the Marines, this includes the Roger Pirates, this includes Rocks. Now, Rocks, Kaido, and Whitebeard are literally facing Emu. But we see that because Roger has felt the presence, as well as Garp has felt the presence, he does not care. He absolutely does not care that Saint Saturn. Even the Marines are saying that don't fight him. But Garp is like, that looks like an insect I need to squash. Which shows like the level Garp is at. Like, no, we kind of pass over Garp a lot. It's like we know he's powerful, but it's not shown how powerful he is until moments like these, like the Kobe save, like the freaking cannonball throw back in before time skip, like this freaking moment. You realize that Garp is a player in this world. He is not someone to take lightly. So not someone like who can just walk away. But anyway, we see that as they go into fighting, there's this amazing panel of all of them throwing their biggest attacks at Emu. But somehow Emu survives. Honestly, this panel was so cool. Because Big Mom also came in chasing after Kaido, and saying that, why the fuck did you steal my freaking devil fruit? And basically, I'm pretty sure she does the Ikoku sovereignty towards Kaido, but I guess it dodges and hits Emu. So we have not only the three of the known not warlords, emperors of the sea, Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido, but two of the legends of the sea, Rocks, Rogers, and literally the hero of the Navy, throwing a punch at this thing, and it's not gonna die. Obviously, he's not gonna die. It's like one of the Gorosei controlled by Emu. He's not gonna die. But this panel, I am looking forward to see how it works. If you guys don't know, one of my favorite scenes in One Piece all over is that is the bullet, whatever, Douglas Bullet, the movie it was. That is the part where everyone teams up and like creates breaks through Douglas Bullet, like Hancock, Law, I think Kid was there as well, Luffy, and a bunch of others. That is one of my most favorite action sequences. I hope this is going to trump that once it's animated. We also did get news that One Piece is going into the seasonal anime, 26 episodes per month per year, which is great because I am sick and tired of the pacing of the One Piece anime. Um, Hopefully this fixes the pacing. Um, anyway, coming back to the chapter. So after this, we see that Imu is kind of like kind of shaken as well. Like he's not exactly gone, but he's not damaged, but he kind of like took like a stun lock. But we see that he uses his time to kind of like hover, and he notices Eris and Teach. Now, Rox sees that. Like Rox at first doesn't understand what he's doing, but then he finally sees that that's like he says it. Imu literally says it that I'm going to be. I see them, the last surviving members of the Davy clan, and a continuing line. And Rox, you can see the terror in Rox's face about what's going to happen. So he kind of goes in for attack for this, and this is where the tables kind of might turn. I really don't want it to, but it might turn. And he gets hit by one of the spears of Emo, but it doesn't hurt. Why? Because it's a fucking dummy reversing, dude. Like, we know that the Davy Clan members can get dummy reversing. We know that. Alright. But Rox getting dummy reversing, and he literally, Emo just dummy reverses him to kill his own son and his own wife. What the flying fuck, man? Who does that? That's so fucked up. I mean, from a villain point of view, it's amazing, but that is so messed up that you would do that. Why the fuck would, dude? I hope nothing bad happens, but we'll see as it happens. Dude, the Domi Reversi is such a power. Maybe we can see something related, because I hope that Rox can fight this in some way. And I hope this kind of helps us understand how Domi Reversi can be broken in the current time, because the Giants are also suffering from that. But man, I haven't seen Domi Reversi yet in Broken, okay? And to see this freaking beautiful character get Domi Reversi'd by this honestly beautiful villain, like, in terms of villains, Emu is like pretty up there. I mean, like, outside of Doflamingo, I will say Emu is like the closest villain. Maybe Arlong as well. There are a couple of villains in One Piece that are good. I would say Arlong was a good villain. Doflamingo was a good villain. And Emu. But that's I'm sidetracking. Anyway, so that was the main thing. We kind of left it at the point where Rox is getting Domi reversed. That was the last panel of the chapter. But we also saw a bunch of interesting things happen. Actually, technically, one or two interesting things happened. We realized as soon as the island goes to ship, we see that the Rocks Pirates kind of get broken up. Like the individual members of the Rocks Pirates start disappearing, which is, I believe, the most fundamental flaw of Rox's crew. Rox is an incredibly loyal person, but he chose to build his crew through power and not loyalty. Now, that's always been contrasting in my head to Roger's crew. From what I know, what I've seen in Roger's crew, as far as we have seen so far, he has always built included crew members that are loyal to him, or like have shown some level of loyalty to them. But Rox, on the other hand, does not care about that. He just cared about power, even though he's such a loyal person, he didn't care if the others didn't show loyalty to him. He's the kind of person who will show loyalty to you even if you don't show loyalty to him, right? We see in this chapter, Captain John basically say goodbye to rocks as soon as the tables are flipped, which I kind of feel bad of because did say that he seemed like he was the vice captain of rocks. I don't know anymore because that guy is sleazy as fuck. So we see him kind of like John kind of leave as soon, and we also find out that he was the previous owner of Kids Fruit. That was actually an interesting thing that we actually see one of the stronger devil fruits. I don't know if I'd call it stronger. I don't know if Kids Devil Fruit is strong, but basically one of the worst generation's previous Devil Fruits owner, which was Captain John for some reason. And basically he used the magnet fruit's power to gather all the treasure to him, which led to like Dragon's weapon getting pulled off of him, which led him to dropping Shanks. But eventually he did find him. But yeah, we do see Captain John, but then we see that other members of the crew are also not willing to let John pass. So I forgot the guy's name. What was his name? Let me just double check this. Ganzui, yeah. We see Ganzui kind of like shoot John down. I don't know if he's using an impact dial or something. It looks like an impact dial. Not sure. Which is one more thing. Impact dials and all, where do they go? I mean, people have been to Skypia. People have been to the Sky Islands. Where did they go? Like, that was such a cool technology to see, and it just disappeared. But anyway, I think there's more focus on hockey and all that stuff. That's all right. Anyway, coming back to this. So we see Ganzui hit John, and then Shiki's like, why do you hit him? And he goes to take the treasure, and we see Ganzui kind of hit him too. So we can see Rock's crew fall apart. And the fundamental reason is Rox, even though he's a man of loyalty, chose to build a crew based around power. And as soon as you do that, you all immediately want other people. You immediately get other people who are kind of power oriented as well. And they're not going to stick around with you all the time. There are a few that will stick around. I think Kaido and Newgate were two people who would have stuck around. But Big Mom is a big example of someone who would not stick around. She does not give a shit about rocks. She's just there for the benefit, and as soon as the benefit goes away, she goes away. It's an interesting thing to see. The people who stayed. Kaido and Newgate are probably the first two I would have picked to stay, because they don't really care about power. They know they're powerful themselves. They care about the person they're with. Don't get me wrong, Kaido is a bad person, but he takes care of his crew. Like, not every member of his crew, but he takes care of the core members. Like, if something bad happened to any of his crew, he would have blamed it on their weakness, but he would still care about those members. Like, he cares about King, he cares about Queen, definitely. Probably even cares about Jack, and we don't even know Jack's location. So that is basically all I want to talk about. Honestly, some cool things happening over here. It is also giving me an impression that now that I see a lot of these things happening and the way Kaido is right now, it kind of makes me think like Shanks might not have been working on Whitebeard's best interests during the Marineford War. Because if Kaido was actually headed to the Marineford War, judging just by his character right now, he might have just been going to help Whitebeard. Like, he might have literally just been going to help Whitebeard. Obviously, we don't know. A lot of time is passed from this area to the Marineford War, so I don't even know what's going to happen. But It could be Kaido. It could be one of two things. Kaido was looking for a battlefield to die on, and therefore he went there. But it could also be that Kaido was actually willing to go to help Whitebeard. Given the loyalty that we have seen over here from him, he was like literally one of the two people who's willing to stand. So I don't know. I'm kind of scared about Isabek. I really don't want him to live with what seems to be happening. And yeah, we'll find out in the next chapter. I'm gonna read the next chapter right after this, and we'll see what's gonna happen. But that's about it, guys. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know your theories down below. It's insane the amount of theories that are coming up in my head. None of which I want to put out there yet, just because I want to see it a little bit. But yeah, if you guys like it, consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to the channel. I've been Korigami. I'll see you guys in the next one.